Hello and welcome to Jeremy's Yorkshire Allotment Adventures, and I'm here on the allotment late at night. The sun is setting behind me here, and well, it's been another glorious day. A little windy but really nice here in Yorkshire, and well, it's cooling down a little bit, but we've had higher temperatures and that's what we expect. It's been a great few days actually since we had the summer solstice. The 21st was actually the longest day. Right, very late at night, it was like this, which is rather lovely for the plants. Unfortunately, as you know, once you have the longest day, it's downhill from there. But we're going to keep celebrating, and look, I have flowers that are coming onto the potatoes. Unfortunately, these need to be taken off because you want all the energy to go into potatoes themselves at the bottom. And well, speaking of flowers, I've got a very unusual flower, and we'll talk about that in the show. So welcome once more to Jeremy's Yorkshire Allotment Adventures. Sit back, relax, and enjoy today's show. As some of you may have noticed on the other night, on the 21st, actually it was the 20th because it was the night of the summer solstice, actually went live for a few moments. And that's a very strange experience because of course you have to walk into camera and well, you press play. Because I got the camera as I normally have for filming, I couldn't see what pictures were going out. So it was a bit hit and miss as to whether actually I was on the camera. But thank you very much for your comments, and we'll look at those later on in the show. In fact, we'll look at those when I refilm some of this show, actually on tomorrow's show, if you know what I mean. Because I'm filming late here at night. I've just picked literally a handful of strawberries, and well, the smell is just astonishing, unbelievable. It's interesting. My daughter's been today to a strawberry farm where you pick your own. It's got quite a large bucket, and it cost her £6. And they are, some of them, quite massive. And of course, they are fresh and they're organic too. So it's happening. You can go and get homegrown strawberries at farms up and down the country here in the UK. And apart from this farm she's been to before, but she goes in the autumn because they grow pumpkins. And there's also, there's got sunflower farms. You go and pick your own sunflowers. And I know down in Herefordshire, there's an industrial farm, I suppose, in that sense. Miles and miles of polytunnels, but they've got their own farm shop. And so you can go and grow, and well, not grow, they do the growing, but you can go and pick whatever you like. Isn't that great? A great use, rather than putting it in a van and send it to a supermarket somewhere. You yourself can go and pick the stuff, and this is very good now at the moment. What I forgot to buy though today is some cream, so these will have to wait till tomorrow. So brilliant stuff. Well, it's all happening here now. Now we've had some sun. In fact, before we go to the sun, we should talk strawberries. I bought a strawberry plant, as I normally do, around, well, about a month ago now, for 50p. It was looking a bit bedraggled, bless it. It was in the sale on a shelf in one of those big DIY stores. And so I bought it, and I put it at home actually in one of our little borders. I not forgot about it, but it's been there because the weather not doing very much. And it's next to a different plant, and I saw these beautiful flowers, these lovely pinky flowers coming. I thought I just automatically assumed that they were actually on the other flower next to it, but they're not. They're actually pink flowers on a strawberry plant. Take a look. Here's a photograph, and isn't that incredible? I've never seen a pink flower on a strawberry before. I presume it's quite dependent on which variety of strawberries you buy. All my strawberries here have had white flowers on. They always have done. But this are pink, so I can't wait to see when these strawberries develop. And as you can see in this photograph here, you can see the little strawberries coming. So I'm really looking forward to that. Now we have the better, the brighter weather. It's just incredible. So hopefully they become this big and are as juicy as these are. Fantastic stuff. Well, I'm going to sign off for the moment, and then I will do some refilming in the morning time. But before I go, here's a lovely photograph of my yellow roses that I've decided to come out too because of the beautiful weather. I'll see you in the next segment of Jeremy's Yorkshire Allotment Adventures. there are for the moment. Well, here I am on the day after the day before, as it were, and it was quite fun filming later on in the evening. It was very relaxed, it was very peaceful and quiet. The birds were around, and they're here again today singing along. I've been repotting some of my tarragon, French tarragon, and I've got 3 pots with different ones in, and well, they can grow about 30 centimetres wide up to 60 centimetres tall. So unfortunately they do need their own pots. Now this one here I've popped into a terracotta pot. I don't normally use terracotta pots. Most of mine are plastic ones or even biodegradable ones, but when they get to this size, I thought I'd have a go with this one. What I have to be careful of, I mean, it's not going to happen now that we're into summer, but you have to be careful in winter, because of course once these get watered, the pots become wet. With it being terracotta, they absorb the moisture into the pot, and if you get really cold nights, frosts, minus temperatures, it can actually have a bad effect on your pot. They can crack, and obviously the pot ruined once that's happened. You can always test them before you buy them as well at garden centres and things. I can't do it now, stupidly, because I've filled it up. But what you have to do, you have to tap it. And if there's a really good ringing sound, it means the whole thing's intact and there's no flaws actually in the pot itself. It's like a bell. When you tap a bell and you hear that lovely ring, it's the same with terracotta pots. And that's a green fly, don't like that. So I'm going to keep an eye on these. Obviously it's not going to get really cold here, but these are going to go in the greenhouse. I'm going to encourage them to grow, water them well, keep them watered well, and fingers crossed that they will start to shoot. I have noticed though, once I transplanted them today, there are new shoots under the soil in the where they've got really at the moment very tight roots, because they were a bit pot bound. So that's why I put these bigger pots in the hope that they can expand. I had a beautiful French tarragon plant in my at home in the back garden, and stupidly at the winter time I didn't dig it up and take it in. Well, we had a really cold frost one night. That was it, gone, wiped out, which was such a shame because it was really quite tall. It was beautiful. The leaves were green. Oh, excuse me. The pollen count at the moment is ridiculously high, apparently, and it's a grass pollen, which apparently can affect lots and lots of people, even though they may not have hay fever. I think one time last week they were saying it was 97% in the atmosphere. So a lot of people, runny eyes, streaming noses, even though they don't get it. I don't really get hay fever, but as I say, when you come down here amongst all the plants, I'm a bit runny nose today. So I've got my tarragon. I've also transplanted my pepper, and it's a cyan pepper. It's a chili pepper, and I've got some little peppers coming onto it. That's going to stay in the greenhouse, and it's been well watered as well, and hopefully we'll get some lovely peppers off that. They are coming, which is really exciting. And the thing I love about peppers is once the plant's grown a bit bigger and the peppers themselves come, you can actually leave them on the plant if you want to dry out. Let the plant dry out and they'll dry out. Or you can take them off, of course, and leave them on a piece of paper, and then they'll dry out naturally. You can put them in an oven to dry very, 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 very slowly. And then, of course, you can use them at your leisure. What I like to do, though, when I've got them, is when they're fresh, chop them up and pop them into oil, olive oil, for any type of oil really. Leave them for a while and you'll have beautiful chili oils, and you can add extra herbs and spices into those mixes and it'd be fantastic. I use chili oils on my pizza. Oh, it's absolutely delicious. It gets to parts that other chilies can't reach, and really, really nice. It's great once again to be on the allotment. It's a beautiful day again, a little overcast, but it's warm. There's a little breeze, but that's quite nice actually. And I'm having a nice time with my fruits here on the allotment. I've just noticed as I'm starting to film, I glanced across at this beautiful raspberry bush. Now, as I've said before, this raspberry and some of the others, because of all the wet weather we've had, they've sort of sprouted and shot up, not producing really many fruits. I'm just looking through there. I've seen what I've missed actually. Let's go and get that one. That's a nice one. Oh, look at that. And what you have to be careful of, and I forget every time, rather than grabbing the leaves to move the plants, I grab the stems, and of course they've all got spikes on. So anyway, in here I have my tub of fruits, and I've got strawberries. Again, picking strawberries. I get about a handful, just over a handful every day now off the plants, but I've got a lot of plants. I'm really, really pleased with this one though. Look at that. Isn't that a whopper? Absolutely stunning. That's really nice. However, looking at that, let me have a look. Oh, yes. A couple of those wood louse inside that, but I'll just chop the top off. We'll get rid of those. In fact, we'll pop that away from the rest of them because I don't want them coming out of there and eating this lot. And I've got golden raspberries as well. Now, I've noticed with the golden raspberries over the years, and there's a little one there, they're quite difficult to pick actually, because when you do that, they literally will fall apart. They're really delicate, but they're very, very juicy. So I've got golden raspberries there. I've got normal raspberries, as I say, and I've got lots of strawberries. So that's a beautiful little fruit salad for later on today. Oh, do you know what? Oh, why not? While we go across to Wakefield to see what Darren's up to. And Darren, once again, thank you for sending me your photographs. It's great. A little bit like here now. Everything's coming along. It's all becoming green and amazing. You've started to take up your early potatoes. And let's have a look at a photograph of those. They're really lovely. You've got your onions hanging in your shed. Brilliant stuff. You've actually just picked some more onions out of the soil and they're drying off nicely too. And I hope I didn't rush through those. So let's have a look at the pictures, shall we? So we've got the onions hanging in the shed. Aren't they wonderful? And you've got the onions now that are drying out. And then of course you've potatoes. You've got beans in, broad beans, I think. They look like French broad beans. They're going to be a purpley colour, I reckon. And they're in, look at that lovely circle. And you've got your bamboo shoots going up so it can grow up nicely. And look at these leeks. They've really gone now with the heat and the sun. They've really exploded. The whole plot, again, is looking amazing. And here's a final photograph from Darren looking towards the shed. And there was nothing there about a year and a half ago. This is Darren's second season growing. It's just incredible. But you've put in a heck of a lot of work. And you do have to sometimes on the allotment. I said, really, this year I've been struggling, as you know, with the S varieties. And, well, it's actually, it made it to TV. Have I told you this already? I can't remember. If I have to cut it out of this. Yes, it was a national debate. And just to prove it, here's a photograph of that very thing on the BBC here in the UK. Amazing, isn't it? But we're getting down, we're getting there. Brilliant. And if I have shown you that before, I apologise. I'll go through and I'll cut this section out. Well, once again, thank you very much for watching Jeremy's Yorkshire Allotment Adventures. Thank you for your comments about the solstice. They've been absolutely wonderful. I'm going to, actually, I think I might just stop the video, see what the comments are, and I'll come back. So here's a break. Give me 2 seconds. I'm back and I've written them down. So here we go. Let's have a look. And Ali from Canada. Hi, Ali. You're always a good contributor. Simply put, happy summer solstice. Thanks for that. You do mention, of course, the damage that was done to, of course, the beautiful monument there, but it's all been cleaned off and everything's okay at Stonehenge now. And people were able to celebrate in style, both the evening one when I did my live broadcast and, of course, at 4:50 the next morning when sunrise happened too. And Richard, you've simply put, a blessed summer solstice, happy harvest, all the best. Well, cheers for that, Richard, and all the best to you too. Really kind. Phoebe, you said I can see the moon. Oh, brilliant. I remember this moon. A real strawberry colour. Happy solstice. Now, this was on the 20th when we got these two, and somewhere on the 21st, so between those dates. So, and the 21st was the longest day. And then finally, from Bristol Veg, it's 9:55, which means at night time, and it's been a wonderful, lovely day. Great stuff. Well, thank you for your comments. Once again, it's really nice to have them. Darren, once again, thank you to your photograph that you sent in. And great to have all of your contributions. And I'll see you next time here on Jeremy's Yorkshire Allotment Adventures with, well, with more tales to tell next time. Ta-ra for now.